TA stroker kit. It's a 516 homemade intake manifold, TA stage 3 heads, Enderley fuel injection with a Kinsler fuel pump, turbo 400 transmission, 9-inch Ford, runs on alcohol. Car weighs just under 3,000 pounds.
And what's it running?
It's run a best of 797.
And what are you hoping for?
Well, if it's a block and stay together and I get her to go down the track, the car will go 780s, I'm sure.
Terrific.
I'm sure I could probably get it to go faster than that, but I would need a new block.
Well, hopefully that's in the plans, right? We'll see what happens. Thanks. Kevin Healy and his 70 GS 350, which I found on the side of I-80. And Kevin, why don't you tell us what happened over here? Looks like you're missing a few little parts on the side of the block there.
No, my car died.
Did you reach in there and take a look and see what happened?
Walk behind it.
Yeah?
Walk behind it, picking up parts off the highway. Kevin's car came out to Salem a boy, and he's leaving a man.
So Kevin came here and he found this, which is an SF 1974 55.
Out of an Electra.
Out of an Electra. And over here we have Jim Ramsey, who's sweating his nuts off trying to get the frame pads out. Because as everybody knows, the Electra frame pads are different than the Skylark frame pads.
TA supplied us with the new ones.
Yep. And we got everything that we need, hopefully right there. Over here wrenching is
Nick Sloop.
Nick Sloop. What are you working on there, Nick?
Get the fuel pump off the donor motor.
Yep.
I'm from Houston, Texas, and I had to leave my car at home, so I had to get dirty working on
Yeah. Everybody's pulling together on this effort. And we know this guy over here by that little welt on the top of his head there.
Yeah, hello.
This is Dan.
Howdy.
What are you working on, Dan?
I'm gonna build the carb right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm on standby over there. I've been over there already.
You got pieces and parts. And we're gonna get this car back together and hopefully get this beautiful 70 GS 350 back on the road.
Can't they, too?
Literally in a garage. running an 87 Buick Skyhawk with a 429 big block. And we've had it since '96. And we've been running at our local track in the low 8s for 4 or 5 years now. And we're going to have some fun with some of the V8 guys.
Did you run it today?
Just made it one pass. Yeah.
And what'd you do?
827.
At what mile an hour?
164 inches.
Nice.
See anything up there?
Yeah, he noticed it.
Those are the stakes.
Oh, okay. We went through an awful lot of streets coming from our house. A couple years ago, first time for the day. Yeah. We're going again.
Very good. All right, talk to you later, guy. Bye.
455. You gotta go to TA and see if they'll donate some stuff. Like, you need to go backwards.
That is backwards. Go the other way, huh?
Well, anyway. There you go. Coming around. Keep coming. All right, let me readjust. You didn't get the one yet?
Yeah, you should be able to get one. You should be able to get two. Position right.
How you doing, Kevin? Go ahead. Good, Kev?
Yep. All right. Burning. There's a little girl running on 23 now. He's got a chain for the engine.
No, we need to take off one tranny bolt first.
You have the little jack under the tranny before you drop. Jim, we're giving you the honors. Yeah? Rip this thing out of here. Rip it, Jim!
Ready?
No. You're right now.
Don't tell me to rip it. I'm ready to take the motor. Ready?
Jim Rams, you'll pull it out. Yeah, it's free.
Get it off the pin. Okay.
Now, a couple on each side. You gotta give it the all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah. We gotta come back. Back towards you, or
no? You're right on the frame here with these headers. These headers right off the ground.
You gotta take the headers.
Are they disconnected already or no?
I take them off.
Take them off.
Take them off.
7/16.
Take them off.
It's bigger.
Hi.
We have Big Doug Hector in our right hand lane.
I'm Doug.
Not an infomercial.
I'm a dragaholic. Fiberglass doors and fiberglass fenders, and the curb weight without my small body in it is 2,516 pounds. It's done a best of 889 at 152. So far out here at the BPG Nationals, it's gone 911 at 146. But we're hoping for better.
How long you have the car?
12 years.
12.
And she's allowing Denny to drive her for this pass. Wow, Renee. Can't go any faster than that. In the right-hand lane, we have Mickey Mantle, number 7.
Lift the header up and let me get this on there again. I think it's like a well, better than cutting this wrench off like that, you know? Yeah. Hold on. We're on this pivot, we can do it too. It's gonna be pulled out of the block. Slide right out, John.
Yeah, you gotta run straight water.
Yeah, but you're hooked up on the side of the header.
Okay, what are you doing?
Hang on, guide it out straight.
I had nothing to do today.
Clear in the back, straight up.
Yeah! Now drive the car back.
Okay.
Joe. Nice haul, dude.
You want to push off on the line?
Just a little more. Okay, good, right there. Ready? See the hole in the block? Yep. Get the pitch.
Going right here.
I wouldn't worry about it at this point.
Here, right? So I'm pulling around.
Come on, let's go!
Look at that header.
You gotta get the thing out of here.
Hey!
Came up good on that one. I was happy with that one. Windows stayed in, nothing flew out. Right? Good race.
That's the way.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it. Before my interview for Alan, I got to, put my cosmetics on, you know.
You gonna puff for us? Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna puff.
right, go ahead. Anytime you're ready. Tell us who you are.
Huh?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Junior, Lawrence Clark's son.
Oh, okay, Junior. My name's Alan.
Okay.
And what are you running here?
455 Buick.
Yeah? And what body?
85 Regal.
And what's been done to it? What kind of motor?
It's a 455, 30 over. Stage 2 motor.
Uh-huh. Aluminum heads?
Yeah, aluminum heads.
Uh-huh.
Stage 2 aluminum heads.
What kind of times you running?
Well, it went 980s yesterday.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, 980s yesterday. Hoping to pick a little bit more out of it.
Mm-hmm.
This track will hold up.
Yeah,
Track's garbage.
Exactly. Well, maybe they'll do a little better for us on race day, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
I saw Steve Clayson last night. I was talking to him. I guess he's still running the race.
Evidently, the air had got underneath it. It went off. It just wanted it. She realized what happened. Shocks and springs in it, you know.
Polish us up a little bit?
Just like that. The birds did to that.
Yeah, that's a new old stuff, so you can see it.
He got trouble for doing the burn. No, that's louder than yours. Dominic pulled in open pipes and slicks.
He's gonna have There's Alan and Yardley. They're getting ready to duel. Watch out. What do you call that, Mr. Gessler? You call that tricky chassis? Here they are, inching up. Inching up. Let's see who's got the better reaction time.
Here comes a good race.
That one in his face. Bang!
Hey Jeff, what happened to your pants?
Breakfast came out.
That's the drop light right here. Just click it on.
Right here.
Damn close. Sure as hell looks like it is. Right on there.
It's got to be hooked on your
Can you
battery.
pump up the jack one more time?
Yep.
Pump it up another time. I think it's real close. You're right on there. Yeah. Wait a minute. What do you got now? This looks good here.
That's what it's. It's got to be.
Okay. Now you see the pin? I think you're lined up here. This looks
pin's in. I think
that pin's in. This looks good. See these bolts up top?
Yeah, we're right on this mount.
You're right on the mount here. How do you look on the mount?
I'm real close to the mount.
Okay.
I just got to go back that way.
Let it down a bit. Wait. Because what's going to happen now? The motor's going to drop, but the tranny is still cocked because of the jack.
Yeah.
Start lowering it a little. Want to lower both?
Motor?
I would lower the motor a hair.
Right in.
That's a lot more than a hair.
Now drop the tranny.
Yeah.
Tell me when. Right there.
Stop
there.
good. You're perfect. Oh my God, that's perfect.
Okay. Almost it.
No, just stop right there. Let's get some bolts.
That's it. It's good. You're in.
Hey, what's the?
Back up a little bit. No, that's fine. That's going to pull in.
As long as the dowels are in.
You're in the dowels, and the dowels are in, you're fine. What's going to happen now is if you bring the tranny up a hair, just a hair, bolt in on each side of the tranny and pull it in together.
They're on the air filter. Air cleaner or something.
Yeah.
motor is it's on this mount. But
Jim, you having fun or what?
Well, we jacked the tranny up a little bit now.
That's where the heat is on the firewall.
Yeah, I'm selling them over for my wife. But 32,000 miles.
Right now you got it.
So where are we with this, Jim?
Oh man. Okay. You do? We're it's attached to the bell housing. We've got frame pads are on the motor mounts. We had to take off the little burr that wasn't going into the notch of the frame pad.
And how long did that screw you up?
If we had known that before.
Good couple hours
Hour at least.
before you figured it out. Yeah. The frame pad just had something on it and it wouldn't sit down properly.
Has a notch in it
Right.
for a little tang from the motor mount to drop in.
Right.
Some were on this side, some were on that side. This one was on the wrong side. The motor mount.
John Stevens, 81 Regal, 455, runs pump gas, just won a 1051. First time at the track, not a bad place, a little different home track, but having a good time.
How long's the car been together?
I've ran it 3 years.
Very nice. What are you hoping to get out of it?
Yeah, with this, that's about all I expect out of it, pump gas.
Very good. Where are you from?
Muncie, Indiana.
Terrific. Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you. Go ahead.
My name's Matt Turtle. I'm from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. It's got a 455 in it.
What year is it?
72 Skylark.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
How long's it been together?
93.
What kind of times you turning?
12.3 today.
Terrific. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hey, Dave Oshel from Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania. It's a 70 Stage 1 number match car. I bought it about 7 years ago down in Virginia Beach.
And what kind of times you running?
I ran 13.8.
Terrific. It's original stage 1, numbers matching, whole 9 yards? Very pretty, very pretty.
Name's Frank Missouri, come from Bell Vernon. Car's a 71 GS, 455, run 12.6 today.
Very nice. How long you had it?
About 10 years.
Really? So you've been playing with it for a while, huh?
I'm the second owner.
Uh-huh.
35, 25, 235, 45 to put in front.
Yeah.
So the 225s off the front, put those up. I got the 25s at home.
Hey, Kevin?
Yep.
You having fun?
Now I'm having a blast. Can you spin the motor and I get another torque convertible then?
I call him Zorro.
stock looking GSX.
Is that a real car?
Looks like original paint.
fast, but full star pull the wheels over the ground. Red one. Red one will kick the crap out of that arm. Another one's good, but watch the red one run.
I'm Gary Hella. This is 1965 Riviera Grand Sport with the 425 motor, dual quads. Has air, cruise, tilt.
Very nice. How long have you had it?
Probably about a year and a half.
Can you open? Can you open the door?
Well, what you got here?
A year and a half? Wow.
Yeah.
Who owned it? Somebody, some fanatic, huh? Yeah.
Hi, Eddie.
This is beautiful.
Nice car.
Thank you.
Very nice. What's the mileage on it?
78,000.
Wow.
I was trying to catch you earlier to line up next to you. I got the 69 that's here.
Oh yeah.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Couldn't catch you.
We'll have to do that.
Where are you from?
What did you run?
1622 the first time and 1700 the second time. And beautiful. I was getting a little ping in the top end. So I took the vacuum advance off and ran full mechanical the next time. And this thing came on, my gangbuster was on a bottom end that you would not believe.
Really?
Actually, I was going sideways out of the hole.
Were you?
The smoke in the tires was going sideways like this. And it shocked me, threw me back in the seat. I was slightly shocked.
425, right?
425 dual quad.
It's good. I got the dual quad. Well, you gotta get it on video. Come on.
Pop the hood for us.
The hood. This is. You're gonna be in a video. This is big honking air cleaner. Okay, now you gotta take it off. You realize you gotta see all 8 barrels.
The aluminum valve covers, is that what those are?
Yeah, I polished them.
Did you? Very nice.
Now, was this an original dual quad GS car?
This is the real deal.
Yeah, it is.
With AC, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Even the inside of the air cleaner is clean.
Perfectly clean. I'm disgusted.
If you want me to take this off, I can do it.
Oh, I see. You got nuts on each car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, after 6 months, the engineer, what's wrong with that?
I just had a guy recolor old linkage and everything. We call him the carb Nazi. You know, you see the thing on Seinfeld, the suit Nazi?
Yeah, suit Nazi.
It's like you don't mess with his carburetors. You know,
Who is it?
His name's Fred Seacrest from Bridgeville, PA.
Let me come through.
Yeah. That's the money.
He's the best.
Coming through, Jordan.
Go ahead.
Beautiful. Oh.
Yardley and Alan Wander.
We accept either one with concourse judging. The reason we do that, there's different plants. You and I, everybody knows that when they're making these cars, they could care if they had that little hood trim. If they had one, they stuck it on. I've actually know of a few 72 GS cars with this the Skylark painted grills. They were put in that way. Now, when we judge concourse, we know that 98% of them came, 99 point whatever percent came with the blacked out grills. So that's what we judged them at, because that's what should have been there. But the other, if you're doing a 72 GS for concourse, it should have the blacked out grill. Because that was in the package, that's what was on all the brochures. It actually calls it out in the assembly manual. Thank you.
How come some 70s two studs?
Okay. The question is that there's two studs up here. On some and not on others. There were three options for the 70 cars. You had a non-air, you had an air conditioner, and then you had a forced air ventilation. Forced air ventilation it was made for like urban areas, like say my area outside of Philadelphia. And what they did was, these puppies build a lot of heat. You're stop and go in traffic with a big block, believe me, your feet were cooking. So what they did was they had a switch on the radio bezel that you would turn on slow and high speed. And there were two blower motors inside the duct. Non-air duct. Your radio bezel, if you look at the radio, like right where you reach the knob, on the top side of it, there'll be a little slot cut out in two holes. That's where the switch went. And it turned the blower motors on and off for blower motor. It looks nasty because the bolts are coming up and they're all on some strange angle, and you'd swear that somebody just drilled holes in it and put them in. Cars like that. Yeah, and they leak too. They didn't even seal them. Check them in there. Very rare option. Mostly northern cars in urban areas.
Riviera Modified winner, Yardley. I think this guy lives on the BPG board. I don't think he ever sleeps. And our runner-up.
Factory original is
the original, like on what year? We're talking 70 to 72?
74, 55 car. I think the exhaust.
Well, if you still have the mufflers, it's easy.
It's still alive.
They're date coded. They'll have a Buick, a B for Buick, part number on the top of the one, and then it'll be on the bottom of the other. You use the same muffler. I looked it over. So you'll see one right on the bottom, one on the top, and they are date coded. I had 70 Yellow X from California. Still had the original date coded exhaust.
I think
it wasn't any good, but it was there.
I think this one's still good.
Yeah, this set, and the tailpipes were aluminum. So mine still had the aluminized tailpipes, it still had the catch plating on the exhaust brackets. I mean, it was all good. The thing was dirty as hell.
We call the Silver Cloud, entry number 6172, Mr. Telephone.
So if you rebody a car and use it from a different plant, there's a big chance I can tell.
Numbers on the body?
The way they were done. Bolts are different. Glass is different. The actual shell, some of the nuts and bolts that are welded to the shell are different. So,
Fremont the same as Flint, or even that?
Fremont is very close to Flint. There's still little differences, but
Other Buick modified nailhead motor. Buick motor in a Ford. Congratulations. And a runner-up in our 62 special coming up here in a second. 62 man. Congratulations.
has a strap. No, 72 has a strap. That does. That's not right. It's the same fan trail.
Yeah, except
they drilled a hole in it and put a plastic strap on that
72 old.
Now, that car is one of the last 72s or 71s that was built. It's very positive. You look at the day codes on the stuff that's out. It also has a 72 driver's side inner fender. I had a car, a 71 small block X that was about built 1 week before this one. And it came with 72 headlights, 72 inner fender. It came with, like this one has, electronic like dash clock. It doesn't have like the mechanical like you see on most all 70s and most 71. So this car will have 2 emissions decals. That's only the very, very late 71. So, and that's another thing that you know, you have to remember. We assume that a 70 car is a 70 car, and it's not, because I've decoded build sheets for for early 70 cars, and one of them was in Fremont, California, and what it did was the frame, the springs, the chassis number, the shocks, everything on the chassis was all coming up the wrong place, and I'm looking at an original build sheet. And what it was, they still had 69 suspension packages. So that's what they put under the 70 GS. They just ran this stuff until it went out. There's not a line drawn, like at the end of the year.
Because the plants vary.
Plants vary. Now, the same plant, the same time period in Flint, they were all into the 70 part numbers. So they were still using 69 chassis components in Fremont, California, but in Flint, Michigan, they were using 70s. So we see a lot of that stuff. A lot of the Framingham, Massachusetts cars use Oldsmobile brake cables. They didn't use Buick brake cables. They're coming up in the build sheet. So as I'm getting into these, I'm seeing all kinds of new things. Quite a few of the Framingham 350 cars were there. Came with big block springs in the front. See what they put in, right on the sheet. No rhyme or reason.
You collect the build sheets?
I have all.
Skylocks?
I collect them all. I get all information from everything. I just got a neat one. A guy brought it here, gave it to me yesterday. He was asking how can you tell big block and small block. In a 71 convertible, they use the same frame number. So you can't tell by looking at the frame number whether a 71 convertible was big block or small block.
It's a heavy duty frame even if it's a small block car.
So they use the same frame for both. So that one you don't have any way of knowing. So then you look at other little things.
Clues.
I can show you right here. You guys want to? The 70s replacement. The 70 replacement have this extra gusset in them. So this is a replaced grill. And the original grills were also molded in gray plastic. So if you look at the back side of them, you'll see they're gray. Now this one's black. So this is one of the replacement grills.
That was like a mid-80s?
I'm not sure. I've seen only a handful of NOS originals. There are a few out there. Very, very few. It's probably done a long, long time ago. Because they're all like this. And you'll see 10 different painting schemes on these. You know, you'll see them, you know, the NOS ones. They painted them differently. You'll see 71s painted drastically differently. So, but there's like 3 or 4. I have one in the box right now at home that it looks like the guy just painted the whole thing in silver. You know, I mean, but that's not, and that brings up a really great point. Everybody assumes that an NOS part is correct. You know, and they're not. If you got a drive shaft delivered, you know, if you ordered a drive shaft, you ordered it brand new, you go to your dealership, throw it out, you bring it home, that sucker's black. Okay? How are you going to put the black stripes that designated some of the different colors on the drive shaft, on a black drive shaft? It's going to be tough. But that's what they did. So you'll see a lot of finishes that are wrong on the replacement parts, because that's what they were, replacement parts. One guy, I talked to him years ago, and he wanted to know how long the little cable was that came off the negative side on a battery cable, on an NOS 70 battery cable. And my answer was, they don't have it.
I've never seen that.
But, you know the kind that with the bolt that you tighten up, you know, like you go to your regular parts store, and they have that cable?
Right.
Well, there were NOS ones made. Buick made replacement parts with that end and the cable hanging off. They're not spring rings like these, okay? And he spent all this money buying an NOS part. It was wrong.
Probably for multiple applications.
Well, they needed service parts. Cars are still under warranty. What do? They're already into the new style. So what do? They use the new style, make it the right length. They melt the part number right in there, just like the original, and they stick it in a box. And the guy bought it 30 years later and was pissed off.
Fit and function's the same.
And that brings up another good one. Fit and function and finish are what we look for when we judge the cars. This is a well, I really haven't looked at this car, but looking at it right now, it's got all the right stuff. It's got the bleeders on the master cylinder. There's remnants right here of the little decal that goes on to it tells you whether it's a power brake, power drum. It's got the little blue dot on it, which was original for these cars. You know, this is 70. Now that's painted. This is really neat. On a 70 disc brake only car, they could have been painted black, and the reason was they must have run out of the regular master cylinders, and they pulled them off the Corvette line. So all the Corvettes are black.
That's just the Flint factory, though, right?
That's, well,
or the other
we don't know
factories too.
at this point. I don't know, but in the end, we see mostly Flint cars because of the stage ones and the GSXs. So all our information is drastically, you know, set to that way. But that's what you'll see. Yep, that's 70 only. That little oval plate. I've never seen a number stamped on it. I've never seen a colored ad. I've never seen anything. Why they're there, I have no idea. But every 70 big block came with them. That little oval tag. Yeah.
On 71 grills.
Okay.
What is correct paint scheme for 71 grill? Or there are
two versions. One is a lighter gray than the other. We could go look, but most of the stuff fades out. It's like there was black and a dark gray and a light gray. And the shading of that, there's two different shadings.
Is the egg crate supposed to be silver or is it supposed to be black?
It's supposed to be, well, It's supposed to be like a lighter gray. I think it's lighter gray with dark gray around. Dave Toomis would be better to answer though. He's been through the name. I have an NOS for on my car. And to be honest with you, Dave Toomis did a really beautiful repaired course 71 grill for me. And when we took the NOS one out of the box, it looked like shit compared to the one he did. It looked absolutely gorgeous. Because they didn't paint the, you gotta remember, it's an NOS part. It's a replacement part. A lot of the NOS parts were stuff that wasn't used on the line. So you'll see flubs. And, well, your car, he had a pair of NOS headlight doors, 71 headlight doors. And when Mark Reeves pulled them out of the box, this is for the green car that's in Concourse, the green convertible, 70 convertible. When he pulled them out of the box, they were horrible. Chrome was horrible, so they had to send them out and replate them. And you'll see that a lot on. Oh, you'll see the 71 hood chromes are like that too. They're nasty. You put an NOS one on a car, and it's nasty.
Tell me if you think you're better off replating the old one.
If you can find a nice, clean one.
That's cheap, yeah, but cheaper.
Have all the daily car reports. If you get the last day of the year, all the cars are on there. So all you do is order the sheets for the last day of the year. It's $5 a piece. Everybody went together and all sent money. We all got together and ordered the sheets, and then everybody got a copy. And that's how we figured it all out. But it shows right in there all the Framingham and Flint cars. I'll know all the numbers and how many were produced in each plant. Now we don't have a VIN number to go with it, but we do know how many were made in each system. And that brings up another thing. All the all the 71 and 2Xs, they all had the front diverse spoilers. You could also buy a Skylark, buy a Skylark or a GS in 71 or 2 for the rear spoiler as an option. But if you, let's say you were in California and you went to order your car, okay? You said you want a rear spoiler on the car, fine. Dealer turns it in, goes through the mix. That car was built in Flint. Because anything that was built in Flint that required special painting, special body parts, any of that stuff. Like if you got replacement fenders, the replacement
You were already pre-registered for the event prior to the
some of them were welded down too far. And when you
use your Friday, April 30th tech card and ticket and trade at the gate, or use the white pre-entry card for May 2nd.
All the way into the back here, that's a good fender.
Or the same Friday's tech card
I had one painted, and it pissed me off. You guys run all the spot welds and pull it up. Bring it out.
2005.
I know guys that literally put blocks of wood down and walked on the edges of the hood to re-radius.
You can do it right in the car, but you don't every spot. Just bring it up as a pain. It's a pain.
70 through 72 valve covers. Oh, and this brings up another good
You want to gamble? A couple of tickets on that nice trailer.
Everybody uses Dove's books as gospel.
Tickets available at
Okay?
3
He's a
o'clock.
great man. I met him quite a few times. But his information came from Buick's library at the time. Okay? When you bought a Stage 1 carburetor, it did not go by the carburetor number on the carburetor. They had a different number on the box. Right. And if you look at Dove's book, he lists the number, the replacement part number, which was the box number, not the number on the part. So if you get a what is it? 7040246 is a Stage 1 carburetor. Everybody knows that number. You get a Dove's book, and it's going to be a different number because that was the number you needed to give to your GM parts man to get that Stage 1 carburetor.
Well, 7040246 was actually a casting number.
That's cast. It's stamped. It's actually stamped into
Right.
the part.
Part
But
number
that
is
was
the
not the
casting
part
number.
number that you needed to order the part. That's what's in his book. And
But-
that what happens is when you get to these valve covers, Okay? The one's like a 68, the last numbers are 66, 68 or something, and 69. Those are the correct part numbers. They're the same part numbers for a regular painted valve cover. So whether it was painted or chrome, it didn't matter.
So you take a set of standard valve
Standard valve covers and chrome, and nobody can tell. The only thing that's different is the date code stamped in. But if you look in Dove's book, he has a different part number because, again, it was the number on the box. And I fight that all the time.
1231, 544 or something like that.
Some weird ass number. And I fight that all the time. So you got to realize that the numbers you ordered them by and the numbers that we have left, which were actually stamped in, are completely different entities. I've had guys throw out the original Stage 1 distributors because they went by the chassis service manuals and they went by Dove's book, which is the same numbers. They threw them away and then found out they threw out the right ones and had to spend buku money to get them back.
70 to 72 Stage 1 distributors are all the same.
2016. But they're date coded. Yeah.
What? And stick shift.
But they're date coded.
Right.
And stick shift.
And the other thing is there are still a couple NOS Stage 1 carburetors floating around. But they are all dated 72. The last time they made them was 72. So if you buy one of those, you're going to end up with the right, I mean, it's the right components, it's a brand new housing, it's brand new everything. But the date code's on, it'll say 72 instead of 70.
This guy's a walking encyclopedia. Unbelievable. Certain cars. Brad asked me to talk a little bit. I don't know, probably some of you don't know me. I'm Denny Manor. I started with Buick Engineering 45 years ago in 1959. Out of school, and I designed and developed engines for 37 years, retiring about 8 years ago. So I started on 401s and 425s, did the dual quad for the Nailhead, and interestingly we own a 66 rig dual quad car, have for 26 years. Didn't bring it, but we have one. Did the Stage 1 and the Stage 2 and 3800s and on through that era. Brad asked me to talk a little bit about Stage 1s. Probably this group knows more about Stage 1s than I do anymore. It was a long time ago when we did these. 69 was the first one, for the 400. And then with the 455 engine in 1970, we had the opportunity to put the bigger valves in. And from that standpoint, to help with the power, you're probably familiar with all the components that go into them. Different camshaft, different valve train, specific carburetor and ignition for calibration. Of course, the dress-up kits, chrome rocker covers. Let's see, what else is in there? Fuel pump, big fuel pump, so we could feed the fuel required. And probably as important to the Stage 1 package as the changes to the engine was the rest of the drivetrain. Putting in the axle in, because these are heavy cars. And as we were designing and developing it, my whole philosophy was the Stage 1 is I wanted it to run as strong as I could make the car run right out of the dealership showroom floor. I know a lot of the other makers compromised the engines a little bit so that if you opened them up, headered them, dropped mufflers, and went to the track, they had more camshafts and things like that. They'd probably do better in that kind of configuration with basically the stock engine internals. But I didn't want to do that because most Buick customers were people at that time that would drive them out of the showroom floor. And so with the restraints that we had to developing the engine package, obviously you have to meet exhaust noise requirements, you have to meet safety requirements, so there are federal things that we had to abide by and do. You have to meet cooling requirements, those kinds of things that we had for corporate requirements and for customer requirements. So the whole philosophy around developing the calibration, setting the shift points, deciding what camshaft profile to use, and it was all geared around making the car, not throwing away a lot of torque on the bottom end, because you got to have torque to move these cars on the street, as heavy as they are, the way most customers drove them. So we probably sacrificed some horsepower for the sake of torque. That overall made the car run better on the street. So the whole philosophy behind it was to do that. Anybody has technically looked at, let me give you an example, like the camshaft timing.
if you look at that, and if you look at obviously the specs that we released in the 10HRA for drag racing, there's a lot of latitude in there to do whatever you think you might want to do with an aftermarket cam maker. That was not unique to Buick, but we're good copiers, so we know how to do that kind of stuff too, being racers. But the camshaft design being relatively mild, also we had a requirement that it must live. They're going to produce something like this and put it out to the customer. It needs to last for 100,000 miles. So we're pretty soft on cam load stress and those kinds of things. The valve train will run 5,200 all day long without tearing itself up. A lot of your aftermarket that we were able to implement in the car for the automatic transmissions also was, if you have a stock BB transmission and you're rolling down the road at 30, 32 miles an hour, you can get back into first gear. That was something Hydromatic did not want to do. And it took a lot of arm twisting and pushing because I wanted the car to have the capability to do that. So if you're rolling down the road 20, 25 and someone wants to jump on you, it'll go into first gear and it lights up and goes. The standard car would not do that. Standard transmission won't. So that was one of the things we pushed for, and there are durability improvements and things, and I'm sure Mark knows transmissions much better than I do. Let's see, what else? I'll talk just a little bit about Stage 2. Some of you probably heard me. I'll talk about that at some of the events. After we had the Stage 1 in production, I started on Stage 2 package car, which essentially was going to be a drag strip car, and it essentially was designed with a philosophy that I don't care what it does on a straight, we're going to gear it for the drag strip. So it would have you're probably here in the Buick at all. You're familiar with the Stage 2 iron head that we did. It would have been a headered car. We're going to produce it headed right from the factory. Big axle ratio would have been a non-air conditioned car, obviously, you know, non-power brakes because of the camshaft we put in there. And it was about a 470 horsepower on it at the time that we decided not to go forward to produce it. Of course, that's back in 1971. And I'll come back to the Stage 1 in a minute. The reason we didn't go forward with it is in 1971 we had to go to an unlit fuel, and that required us to drop the compression ratio in all the engines. And of course the Stage 2 that we were developing would have been a 12-to-1 motor. We were strictly looking at race fuel and drag strip stuff, and it didn't make any sense to me, as much as I would have loved to have done the car and offered it for people that would want to buy it for the Buick mark. You take a drag strip car and drop the compression ratio and so you can sell it and put it out. Didn't make any sense to me. So I told the management of Buick, I said, this doesn't make sense. Why should I like to do it? We should not do this. They agreed with me, and we stopped the program instead of coming forward with it. Of course, we were all of us working on stuff, engine stuff. We're all destined for emissions for a while and going through that. But we did make many of the Stage 2 parts available for production, for service, so they could be bought. The original iron Stage 2 heads, and of course, you know, you can go over to Mike's tent here and see what's happened since then. You know, those products are far superior to what we did back in 1970. So that's just a little overview. Let me stop with that and maybe answer any questions you might have. It's probably do better that way.
The oiling. How come
oiling?
The design of that pump is all in that cover? Why did they make just put another?
Well,
why was it?
We had back in '61, we did aluminum 215 with the integrated front cover and the distributor up front and the oil pump. And that design, from a cost and from a manufacturing standpoint, with the exception of the struggle you have with oil filters always with frames of different models, was pretty efficient to do. So we stayed with that design.
Yeah.
It grew up through the 300, through the 340. When we did the 350, new in 1968, it had the same design. And so when we got to the point we needed to do something with a nail head, mainly because of its restricted breathing and the fact that cars sell not so much how they perform, but a horsepower number that you find in a sales brochure. We were always fighting the horsepower thing because the nail heads don't breathe good top end. And you can only lie so much in the advertising stuff, which everybody always did, you know, but you had to be able to produce. So there was a need, for several reasons, to redo the motor. completely do it. And because of our background and our knowledge with the small blocks, we cloned it essentially in many ways, and that's why the oiling system
Right up
the way it did.
through the turbo cars?
Now, there's really nothing wrong with the system if we had realized that the racers, there's nothing wrong with the system for bread and butter Electras and Wildcats. The problem is, had we realized then that people were going to be twisting them 6, 7, 8,000, then we should have taken the opportunity to put more oil system capacity in. I mean, the system will work. It is complicated, but it worked well for us for the products that we were designing. We weren't designing the engine primarily for racers. Of course, I get that stuff from Mike and others all the time. I've heard it, I'm used to it. But you got to understand what we were doing.
Yeah.
You're building 2,000 a day. You know, you build them for the consumers.
The horsepower of the Stage 1, the advertised horsepower.
Stage 1 honest on a dyno is about 376 stock motor.
Okay.
At 5,200. I think we spec'd it to NHRA at 360 at what 48. I got the number. I got the sheets at home because I filled all those sheets out.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was going to talk today, so I didn't bring them with me, and I forget that stuff as old as I am. But we spec'd it. We didn't lie. We spec'd it, but we spec'd it at a lower RPM, and that's actually what the engine did. But it's a 376 honest motor on the dyno, it's completely stock. At 5,200. At 5,200. Yeah, it's not 400. You'll hear that all the time. It ain't a 400.
Dave Benesek when he was running?
Well, we didn't work much with Dave. He's here, and Doug. In fact, I was talking with him last night. What we did is I worked a little bit with the outside, primarily not with the Stage 1 cars, but with the Stage 2 stuff. And I worked with Bill Trevor out of the GM Training Center because legally we had to work either through a GM Training Center or through a dealer. You couldn't really work.
But he was working through Bell.
Well, I think yeah, Dave and those guys, they were working with Jim Bell, and I knew Jim at that time a little bit. But and we did when we.
Did you work on the big V6 engines too?
Yep, all of them. I was there when we built the first one out of the V8 block, running on 6 cylinders. Yeah.
How did you go in the
Why did we? Almost all engines are off center. Your 455s are off center. Your 350s are off center. Chevrolet 454s and 350s are off center. Pontiac Oldsmobiles are all off center. Engines are always designed that way because if you to get the length of the engine as short as you can, nothing normally doesn't line up, so you put some offset in them. You look at the offset in connecting rods. Cylinders are not on center with connecting rods, with the exception of the 3800 V6 in 1988. No, that was the first even part. That we looked at that because we didn't like the offset because it cocks wear on rod bearings and it cocks piston loading and the rings, and we were working on noise reduction and things. If you look at a 3800, which many of you aren't into because you're probably all into the off-center Grand National motors, but we redesigned that whole engine within the same total length. And the cylinder bore is directly on center with the center of the rod bearing. If you also look at most valve trains have some off-center, like the offset rock arms, that engine does not.
All right, folks, gotta be.
It sounds so much better on the instrument.
I don't know where he got it. Oh, you did?
I'm thinking, I'm going to go home and look at it.
Oh, it has to be. If they're in the Super 16.
Hey, hey, Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.